Hey, Captain Chris Myers here. I'm going to show you what I do if I have a strong wind blowing into my casting side. Right now we have a breeze that's coming from my right to my left. And if that breeze got a little stronger, it would get to the point where I wouldn't want to make a normal cast off my right hand side, because that wind is going to blow the fly and the hook into the back of my head, into my back. You know, something bad is going to happen into your ear. And anybody who's ever tried casting with a strong wind into their casting shoulder and not done a different technique has found out quickly what happens with that hook. It'll always find something on you to stick in. There's a couple different ways that we can avoid that. We can do that by keeping the rod tip and the line on the downwind side of our body. So what I could do is I can make a cast like this with the rod tip over on the downwind side and cast sort of in this manner. It's definitely a technique that can work. It's not something that I use. I use a different technique because I like to keep things the same. And for me, this is the way I cast. And it's easier if I can always cast over here on my right hand side. And when you have a wind blowing into your right hand side, you too can cast towards your target, but keep your cast on the right hand side of your body. And we do that just by turning around. So if my target is out here in the water in front of me and I want to cast that way with a strong wind, I'm just going to turn around and face this way. I can still look back this way as long as I have my casting side foot back. I can look back that way, see where I need to cast, and now I can cast over here and the wind is never ever going to push it into me because it's on the downwind side of me. Now I'm going to let it go on the back cast. That's the part that you're probably going to need to practice, because most people don't practice letting it go on the back cast, and they usually cast high in the back, low in the front. If we cast high in the back, low in the front, but we want to let it go on the back cast, that fly's got 15, 20 feet to flutter down to the water, and it might not land where our target is, especially since we already have wind blowing, because that's why we're turning around to begin with. If we let that fly go way up here, the wind's going to blow it off target. We want to cast the exact opposite plane that we usually do. So that would be high in the front, lower in the back. Pretty simple once you've done it a couple times. I find a lot of people have trouble picking it up on the water right away because it's just not exactly natural for them. But the casting part is exactly the same. Now this is the way I always cast. Same side of my body. I'm going to cast high in the front, low in the back. So when that thing unrolls, it's right there above the water. To me, that's the easiest way of getting a cast off when you have a strong wind into your casting side without worrying about having to hook yourself. So just turn around. You can do it totally sideways. If you want to keep everything down here nice and low, you can even do this. If you got enough room behind you, you can cast totally sidearm and let it go that way. It's a technique I encourage you to try. You'll find out it's a lot easier than casting over your shoulder.